So here's a crazy idea. What if we did all of our holiday eventing, Advent preparing, and Christmas celebrating, and we didn't put it on Instagram? For the Colson Center, I'm John Stonestreet. This is Breakpoint. Black Friday has certainly given America's reputation a black eye. The day after we pause to give thanks as a nation for God's provisions, we trample security guards for iPhones and flat-screen TVs. It's now an annual tradition. America's big box stores drop their prices, and in response, shoppers go berserk. News stations everywhere lead with the requisite embarrassing video footage showing shoppers crawling over each other, throwing elbows and curse words. Checkout lines at Walmarts and Best Buys nationwide become dangerous places to be or to work. It's not a good look. Of course, online Black Friday sales have already been going on for a month now, which allows us to indulge our consumerist tendencies without physical violence. I guess that's an improvement. Dennis Prager once told me on a panel that if this is America's biggest problem, scuffling with each other in a rush to buy presents for one another, well, we could do a lot worse. I told him that I was not convinced that these shoppers were altruistically buying for others, but still, I take his point. There certainly needs to be room for frivolity at Christmas time. Still, all of this should remind us of the idols that are vying for our attention during the Christmas season. Certainly, there's an idol of stuff, but after looking through social media, it becomes obvious there's also an idol of other people's perceptions. Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, it's full of it. We allow ourselves to feel the pressure. All those pictures of a perfectly decorated home, of perfectly well-behaved and perfectly matching children, complete with color, theme, and pattern coordinating attire. Matching Christmas pajamas shown off with a family lip sync. All the Pinterest-worthy decor and Instagram-worthy celebration videos reveal a different kind of materialism, a materialism of experience. It's become another distraction in a season that's meant for holy reflection. See, throughout church history, the days leading up to Christmas celebrations were to be a time of fasting. Many liturgically oriented Christians see Advent as a bookend to Lent, the liturgical season of fasting and prayer in the 40 days before Easter. For Christians, Advent is a time to reflect on Jesus' first incarnation and prepare for his second coming. The Bible doesn't prescribe this outright, of course, but Advent does provide us with a different calendar to go by, something especially helpful today in our hurried cultural moment. Unfortunately, for many of us, Black Friday is the launch pad for a rushed and hurried holiday season rhythm. And for many, along with the chaos comes the melancholy. It's a frustrating paradox, feeling sad during what's supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year. Well, Jesus offers some insights into this in the Gospel of Matthew when he calls the weary and burdened to come to him. I will give you rest, he says, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Now, obviously, Jesus isn't saying that to follow him means that you're going to have an easy or comfortable life. After all, his own earthly life wasn't easy or comfortable in any sense. When he says his yoke is easy, I think at least part of what he's talking about is simplicity. Maybe our Christmas time melancholy is the byproduct of all that pressure to have a good time, and all the options that we have in order to have a good time, and all the pressure we face to prove to others on social media that we've had a good time. After all, our culture implicitly convinces us that we'll only know that we're having a wonderful, valuable life if we follow every Pinterest recipe and constantly upload our joyful moments to Instagram and Facebook and get lots of likes. We're afraid our lives won't be full, but then we neglect that which will fill us, reflecting on holy things like Mary's obedience and Jesus' sacrifice, embracing ordinary beauty like extra time with families and special traditions. Look, by all means, enjoy the frivolity, but don't lose the season curating online versions of holiday experiences or by comparing your curated memories with theirs. Celebrate Jesus' birth, give gifts freely, eat some extra calories. Have a Merry Christmas. Just don't feel the pressure to put it on Instagram. For Breakpoint, I'm John Stonestreet.